Thanks for spending part of your day with us. This is Good to Know, and I'm your host, Lindsay Boach. And we're having a lot of fun today telling positive stories. And this one comes out of Colorado, and it's got some surprises and a very unique coincidence.
It's a rush to catch a flight, but some have time to grab a bite.
He was sitting just right over there.
And you never know who will drop by.
And I'm like, why do you look so familiar?
After grabbing some drinks, it hit her.
That looks like the guy from Catfish.
The host of MTV show Catfish,
Make a fake profile to talk to guys.
Neve Schulman, was sitting at her table. Zulia Reyes has been serving nearly a decade and just over a year at Smashburger.
I've seen celebrities, met them.
But this encounter was different.
He's like, so when are you due?
Her response made a connection.
And I told him it's September 26th. He's like, that's my birthday.
And he made sure.
This can't be happening. This can't be true.
It was a day she wouldn't forget.
The tip was $926 for my due date, which is September 26th. It means the world to me. It means the world to my baby and my family. Like, we never expected that ever to happen to us.
This mother-to-be has been through a lot.
I just had one of those days the day before where I just like nothing went right for me at work.
Her husband is out of work. Back in April, she was laid off for nearly a month, and a return to work pregnant added to the stress.
I was petrified, I was scared.
But acts of kindness like these.
Congrats on your baby girl. Fingers crossed for 9/26, Nev.
That brought light and eased the stress for this mother-to-be.
Means rent at least, or means at least like her crib or her stroller is paid for, and it's like, it makes me so emotional that that's something like that is taken care of and I don't have to worry about it. This little baby girl is going to be so blessed.
Imagine this, you find out your sister's pregnant, and your other sister, and other sister, and the other sister too. 4 sisters pregnant at the exact same time.
Danielle was first, and then Sarah, and then Michelle, and I was like, oh, thank goodness it's not me. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh wow, me now.
Elizabeth, Danielle, Michelle, and Sarah carried their babies during the pandemic. Grandma Mary was excited but worried for her daughters.
It was scary. It was all scary, but these guys, you know, pregnancy's scary. Having a baby's scary, so praise God, everybody's healthy, and it was perfect.
Everything went well, and they delivered 5 babies. Twins, Henry and Emma, Olivia, Josephine, and Natalie. The deliveries all taking place within 12 days.
Not planned at all. It was crazy.
To Grandma Mary, 5 is just a good starting point. She herself had 12.
It's just a lot of fun having kids. Everybody have lots of kids, a lot of fun.
They call it the miracle during the pandemic, especially because Michelle lost her first baby.
We lost our first at 37 weeks, so it was a little scary at the end, thinking that may happen again, but she's here and she's healthy and a happy baby for the most part.
But now it's all smiles as this family celebrates all their new babies. Grandma Mary hoping for more and more.
The best thing in the whole world.
So you thought that was a coincidence? These Texas lovebirds were born just hours apart.
Yeah, 10:52 a.m. and then 3:28 p.m.
Same hospital, same doctor, but the big reveal came decades later.
I went and asked my mom. She was like, "Why? What's going on?" I was like, "Well, the girl I'm talking to has the same birthday as me." She goes, "Really?" I was like, "Yeah, it's weird."
So when our parents told us, we were like, okay, cool, let's pull up the birth certificates, and we saw it on there.
You know, it was definitely a shock to me to find out that there's somebody out there that has the same birthday as me, that lives in the same town as me for years, as long as we've been here.
Now they're tying the knot, and what better day to celebrate their love than their birthday?
Now that we're gonna have our wedding on our birthday, like August 23rd, when we turn 23, like that's so special. Like this date, whether it's during Corona or not, we knew we wanted to have this date.
It's something I wanted to do, and makes me happy, and she makes me happy.
Congratulations and happy birthday.
Are you serious?
This was the moment.
We got it!
Lost hope was found.
Here it is. To have it on my finger again felt like so good.
Rewind a couple of weeks. It started back here on Deer Creek Reservoir.
We were just jumping around on it, playing, and when I jumped from one rung to the next, my ring just slipped right off, and I knew it just dropped. And it was probably 15 to 20 feet.
A real-life treasure hunt.
So I've had my ring for 18 years.
But to Lindsay,
he's like, someone's gonna go find it and take it.
the lost item was rich in value and sentiment.
It's my grandmother's diamond, and my husband designed it, and I realized it held all my babies, and I was just so sad it was gone, you know. I didn't realize how much I loved it. If anyone has the equipment, anyone can go down, I'll pay you $100.
Unlikely heroes from Wasatch County Search and Rescue answered her call for help.
They went out for 2 hours and dove on their own time. They're volunteers, and they just dove and dove, and they couldn't find it.
8 days, 2 dives, an underwater metal detector, and half a dozen search and rescue volunteers later.
Are you serious? Yeah, we got it.
They found it.
He came up, and it was on his pinky finger, and he was so excited.
They wouldn't accept Lindsay's reward.
They were just so happy to help, and it just made me feel I was so happy to be in a community that takes care of each other like that.
Today we are all about having a lot of fun. And when we come back, we're going to play with some famous toys. Do you recognize these? Stick with us. It's good to know.